him out of there. Oh, that's a hog. That's a toad, folks. See if we can get him out of there. He's in that big brush pile down there. Hold on now. That's a big old toad. Okay, come on. Easy, baby. Easy. Easy, baby. Easy, come on. Come here. Got him. Woo! That's what I call starting the morning now. You want to catch a pig on Lake of the Ozarks? That's what you can catch first thing on a TV show. Man, what a fish. Woo-wee! I was up here fishing the bass tournament last weekend. Had a pretty good stringer right here, but man, I didn't catch anything like that. That's a pig right there. That is a big old pig. And we'll find out how big that is. I got to weigh that fish. I got to weigh that fish. Let's see if I can get my scales to come on here. Let's see. There they come. Easy now. Whew. I didn't know if I was going to get that fish out of that tree or not, folks. Easy. Easy. Let's see if I can poke a little hole right here. I won't hurt him. Get him right under the chin. Right under the chin. Let's see what he weighs. Easy. Be still now. 7.4. I'm gonna let you see that if you can on the camera. I got 7.4, I think. 7.4 is what I keep seeing. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Okay, I'm gonna let Jan frame me up just perfect here so we can see that fish, because I want to print me a still off of this. Boy, that's a way to start a fishing show right there, folks. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Let me get out of that brush pile. I might want to flip back in there and see if there's another guy in there like that. When you catch one like that, boy, you hate to turn her loose. But I'm going to put her back in the water, let her get back in that brush pile. Man, that's a big old nice fish. One more look at it. There, that is a big old Lake of the Ozarks bass right there. See if we can watch her swim back. She's ready. There she goes. Healthy and happy. Whoo-wee! Folks, you watch this and we'll be back with more fishing here on Lake of the Ozarks. We'll see if we can't catch some more just like that. 7 pounds, 4 ounces to start the show. Woo, that's a good one.
You're watching the Fishin' Hog Country television program featuring express boats.
There's a little old bitty one. That ain't as big as the last one I caught. but it's a green one, and we like catching them. That one's on a jerkbait. I'm out here on the flat now. This time of year, these fish move up on these flats and hit a jerkbait. So I'm throwing a jerkbait, and as we work our way around here in the river, I'm in the Neongwa River on Lake of the Ozarks. I'll throw my jerkbait a little while, and then when we find a steep spot with some brush on it, then I'll throw my jig. And that's why I caught that big one out of that brush pile a while ago. They're in the brush, but it's got to be steep for them to be kind of steep for them to be in the brush. But they'll hit this jerkbait too. I'm just throwing a rogue with a medium bill on it. It's got 3 sets of Gamakatsus on this thing. So if somebody swats at it, they're gonna get hooked. There's some more good fish here. That may be a good one. I need it pulling like a good one. Little bitty one, foul hooked. You want to talk about a dink? What was he thinking? You know, that's what I want to know. Just what was he thinking? The bait's big as he is. I don't know what he was thinking. Come up there and grab a hold of that big old rogue. I don't know what he was thinking. He was thinking, I'm hungry. That's what he was thinking. Pulling him sideways. That's the reason I thought he was a good fish. Well, I've caught 2 dinks and a big one. Tell you what, today it's either feast or famine. I've caught a great old big one and some little old beady ones. These guys are nuts. Look at that. That bait is almost as big as that fish is. Unbelievable. Where's the keepers now? There's a pretty good little fish. I caught him out of that boat dock. I've thrown in there about 5 or 6 times, and the whole boat dock in there is just full of garbage and full of brush. And I finally caught a decent little old bass out of there. And I'm going to throw in there one more time. Actually, I caught 2 out of there because I caught a little old bitty one a while ago that we didn't show you guys. And then there's that one, and he's not huge, but he's better than nothing. It's been tough. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's been tough. I caught that great big one this morning, and that was about 10 something, and it's almost 4 o'clock, and we've not shown you very much video at all. And there's a good chance that we'll have to work at this tomorrow to get 28 minutes and 30 seconds worth of TV time. Because we're right on the tail end of a cold front here, and yesterday it was in the high 70s, and today it's in the low 50s. You can tell I've gone back to putting my coat on today. Try to warm it up a little bit. See if I can find a good one. I'd like to have a 4 or 5 pounder out of this boat dock. That's what I'd like to have. Boy, they're tight to cover today, and that's just typical of cold front. You got to put your jig in there, and you just got to leave it, pick it up and check it once in a while. Try it again. I guarantee you, there's 2 bass in there, there's 5 or 6. There's just a huge brush pile under that boat dock there. Boy, that wind's cold. Is that it? See if there's anything outside this dock. Fish. Well, they're hanging around this boat dock. There's another one. I caught him on the outside edge of this boat dock. Still not a keeper, but still fish. That beats nothing. We keep working at it. We're going to catch us a keeper before this day's out, but I guess we have caught a keeper. We caught one that was 7 pounds, and the scale said 7.4 sometimes and 7.7. I may just go with the 7.7. I don't know. You know I'm going with the 7.7. Let's see if there's another fish on this boat dock. There's fish. Oh, come on. Or did he? No, he's coming right at me. He's coming right at me. There's a fish. That one is a keeper. Told you we'd catch a keeper if we stayed at it today. Well, that's keeper number 2 here on Lake of the Ozarks. But it has taken all day. Use my towel here a minute. Don't want to throw my rod in the lake. There's a fish. This dock is just loaded and he came off. I'm having to go slow to get these fish to bite. I'm throwing my jig out there and just barely moving it. Just barely moving it. I'm throwing it out there in the shade. Seems like these fish are in the shade on these docks. It's 4 o'clock. Sun's been on this bank all day. These fish are positioned on the outside of this dock and in the shade. But they're not all that aggressive. It's just really cold front conditions. So you throw it out there, put it in the bottom, put it down there on the bottom, and I'm just pulling it just a little bit at a time, and I can feel it come over a piece of cover like a limb or rock or something. And then I'll let it settle back down on the bottom again. So that last fish, he pretty well thumped it. I mean, I felt it in the bottom of the rod handle. Been a long time since we had some good bites, and then all of a sudden we're getting some bites. That's fishing. You just got to stay at it. Let's see if there's anybody in that pile right back there. There he is. Such as he is, he's a dink, but he was in that brush pile, wasn't he? He thumped it. He just thumped it. Let's check that brush pile again, see if there's another one back there. There's another little guy on a jig. Just got to take it slow to catch a few fish. You know what's happened this afternoon is these fish have moved in on cover and shade. This morning I fished the same area and I've come right back to where I started this morning. And this morning I caught that one big old fish right there and that was it. And now the sun's been up and it's been high all day and they moved into the shade and they moved into the cover. And you know, shade's the thing that from now on you're going to have to hunt for when the water's fairly clear. And this water's fairly clear today. But cover is one of those deals that, you know, bass like to be close to cover, but on cold fronts they're going to get even closer. And you're going to have to move your bait slow to get them to bite. Under docks, if you find cover under a dock, oh boy, that's like hitting a mother lode. You got shade and cover in the same place. And from now through summer into fall, that's going to be important. Today we've got, well, our water temperature is 53.6 right now. You know, I threw that jerkbait all day and they just quit hitting it. And the ones that I caught on it were little. And I've not caught any huge ones this afternoon on the jig, but I've caught better ones on the jig than I caught on the jerkbait. That's a good one there. Oh boy, that's a good one. Oh yeah, come here. Get in this boat. Get in this boat. Last Sunday, this is what I caught all day, was these big old keepers up here on Lake of the Ozarks. Now that right there is a good looking bass, and that's what we've been looking for all day long. We caught that big old huge one this morning, but there's a bunch of these up here. That's a good 3-pound fish up here at Lake of the Ozarks. They're heavy and they're fat and they're healthy. But that's a good one right there. On the jig. There he goes. Let me show you my jig. Let me dry my hands off here. The jig I'm using is a jig that's made by Nick Gann up at Hook, Line, and Sinker in Bella Vista, Arkansas. And it's just, you can see I need to retie. Look at that. I'm going to have to retie before we go back to fishing. But I've got a brown jig. It's a spider jig. It's what we call a finesse jig. It's got the weed guard on it. And it's got the wire type hook, not a real solid hook. I'm using a green trailer with some flake in it today. And it seems like that you know, you're saying, why do you use a green trailer brown jig? Well, it just seems like that I'm getting more bites on green and brown than I get on brown and brown or green and green. So you got to keep switching around, and it seems like this year this is what they want. Well, I'm going to retie and we'll get the bait back in the water and see what we can do. All right, folks, you want some drama? Here's a little drama for you. Let's see if I can get him out of that cable. And we did. Now can we get him back in the boat? There he is. Oh boy. Whoo! Man, oh man, there's a 5-pounder. I tell you what, we had a big fish sandwich today. We had a big fish to start the show, and there's another big old fish to end the show. We had a ball. Caught a bunch of little ones in the middle, but we caught some good ones. You take a 7-pounder and a 5-pounder in the same day, you had a pretty good day. Well, folks, I appreciate you coming with me. Now remember, when you go out fishing in the spring, don't give up on the springtime patterns. Sometimes they're not there that morning, but by afternoon, they're ready to go. Look at that, boy. That's a good one right there. Y'all come back and see us next time on Fishin' Hog Country. This week, we caught some hogs, didn't we? There he goes.